Today is 509 day that I'm here to share lessons I learned, and I'm learning. I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I will speak about two very important topics for me: leadership and values. I have been speaking about values, I have been speaking about leadership, but I never spoke about those two together because they always need to be intertwined. They always need to be together to really take advantage of values and take advantage of leadership. Now, I love what John C. Maxwell explained about this topic. That's why I follow his footsteps and I share my thoughts as well on leadership and values. So of course, if you have leadership skills but you don't have values, that means that you will mislead people. That means you will take advantage of people, manipulate people, lead the wrong direction because you don't care about people. But if you have values but don't have leadership skills, that means you will be an amazing friend to have, but no one will follow you. No one will have you in their mind as a leader. So that means if you want to make sure that you add a value, you lead people, and you have followers, and really you take them to a different direction, to some future, you need to have leadership skills and you need to have values. So today we'll share a little bit more about leadership and values altogether. So first thing, leadership is the thing that you're able to develop, because leadership is a skill. So you're able to practice, find opportunities where you're able to use your leadership skills. So that means that you're able to work on leadership. Now, when the second thing is values. Values is much more difficult to develop because it's not a skill set. That means values is based how your internal world is set up. A lot of times this program that you run your decisions sometimes it's very difficult to change. You need to program yourself. So a lot of times you need to unlearn things to learn new things. So that means you will need to really spend a lot of time to self-reflect on yourself, be much more aware of yourself, design, okay, what kind of values I would love to have, and work very hard to make sure that you're able to live by those values. So leadership skill, I think that is even easier to build than to really learn how to live by core important values, because some people do not have values. So I truly believe that first step sometimes finding a person, John C. Maxwell, and look what kind of values he lives by, and then borrow his values until you figure out exactly your values and you're able to live by those. Number 3 is alignment. That means that you need to align your leadership skills with your values. So that means you need to lead by your values. That means every decision that you make, you need to reflect on your values and ask, are you leading by your values, or are you leading by something else? Maybe you are reacting to things and you're not leading people in the best possible way. So are you aligning your values? And when you make a decision, when you make a choice for other people and yourself, do you walk through your values before you finally make the decision? Number 4 is about importance. So that means when you think about what is more important, values or leadership. And I truly believe that the more important is values. Because when you dial down the values, that means that you're able to be a very inspirational leader. Sometimes you need to have a lower level of leadership, like probably 3 or 4 comparing to all the 10s, but you're able to be like 9 in values. I truly believe that people will follow you much more than you're having leadership 9 and values 4. So if you want to focus on something, first thing I truly believe that you need to be self-aware leader, and at the same time run your decisions based on values. And of course, when you have your values developed, you're able to catch up with leadership skills, and of course then you will be able to succeed. And number 5 is development. And as I said, that leadership skill could be developed as a muscle. So that means you work very hard to make sure that you improve it. While values are not as easy to develop because you need to reflect internally. So leadership skills could be developed externally, while values could be developed only internally. And of course, internal world is much more difficult to reach, because a lot of times people could explain that you did a made decision and you mistreated someone, and that means they could ask and help you to realize how you made a decision, and then realize that you didn't make a decision based on your value or made of your fear, because a lot of times people make decisions based on fear, not on their value. So I think a lot of times when you're thinking making decisions in leadership, specifically leading people, we need to ask ourselves where the decision is coming from. Because when you learn to really reflect how you make decisions, and then you learn how to implement your value-based decisions, I truly believe that you become much more effective, and people are able to see your decisions. And then, of course, when you're able to have some person that you're able to have that constant feedback regarding your leadership skill and on your decisions, and you're able to discuss, and I truly believe that you're able to improve and develop both of those. And when, of course, when you reach both of them, and leadership skill and values, 9 of 10 at least, you will be extraordinary leader who will lead a lot of people forward. I still need to develop both values, both leadership. At the moment, I truly believe that I'm a little bit ahead with my values, because I constantly think about what I'm valuing and how I make decisions. But at this point, I truly want to believe that I will work very hard to achieve leadership skill as well. And then when I will reach those, I truly believe that I'll be able to inspire other people to take the same steps, start working on values, start working on leadership skills, and start impacting people in the best possible way. Because I always love the saying that when you taste significance, money will never fulfill you. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.